It's August 20th, 2020, and a 13-minute gameplay trailer for a game called Black Myth Wukong appears on YouTube. The footage showcases stunning visuals, fluid combat, and a world steeped in Chinese mythology. Within days, the video goes viral, racking up millions of views worldwide. Gaming outlets hail it as China's answer to God of War and Dark Souls. But Black Myth Wukong isn't the product of a major studio. It's being developed by a small team of ex-Tencent employees who left the tech giant to pursue their dream of creating China's first true AAA game. These developers are attempting something unprecedented in the Chinese game industry. They face immense technical challenges, financial pressures, and cultural expectations. Can a handful of passionate developers really compete with gaming's global titans? The answer, we know today, is a resounding yes. But how did they do it, and what challenges did they face? In this video, we'll answer this and more. So, when you are ready, grab a cookie and hot chocolate, sit back, and join me in the history of Black Myth Wukong. In 2008, two young game developers joined Tencent's Quantum Studio in Shenzhen, unaware that their partnership will soon reshape the Chinese gaming industry. Feng Ji and Yang Qi, born in 1982 and 1985 respectively, bring unique backgrounds to their roles at China's largest tech company. Feng's journey to game development is unconventional. As a biomedical engineering student at Hangzhou University of Science and Technology, his career path seems set for academia. But the 2004 release of World of Warcraft ignited a passion that altered his trajectory. He abandons his graduate school plans, instead pursuing a career in gaming. He commemorated this decision in his online alias, Yokar, which refers to someone who is always bookable for social gaming sessions. Yang's background, in contrast, seems tailor-made for the gaming industry. From age 5, he studied traditional Chinese painting under his father's guidance. In high school, his artistic interests expanded, influenced by Western pop culture like Star Wars. This blend of Eastern and Western influences led him to the China Academy of Art in Hangzhou. Fast forward to 2008, and Feng and Yang lead the development of Asura at Tencent's Quantum Studio. It is a multiplayer online game inspired by the classic novel Journey to the West. Their goal is to create innovative games showcasing Chinese culture. Despite high hopes and significant investment, Asura struggles after launch, disappointing consumers with its lack of innovation and heavy monetization. This setback proves pivotal, shaping Feng and Yang's future approach. They become determined to prioritize quality gameplay and cultural authenticity over aggressive monetization. Together, they dream of creating a game that can compete globally while remaining distinctly Chinese. In 2014, following Tencent's restructuring, Feng and Yang make a bold move. In 2014, after months of careful planning, they make a decision that will alter the course of Chinese game development forever. They quit their positions at Tencent, and in a pivotal moment, they create their own company, Game Science. This name aims to integrate the fun and sensibility of games with the seriousness and rigor of science. Feng steps into the role of CEO, while Yang becomes the art director. The founders' recruitment strategy is personal and targeted. They reach out to trusted former colleagues who share their vision, offering the promise of creative freedom and the chance to build something groundbreaking. This approach assembles a core team of 7 ex-Tencent employees with a proven track record and shared understanding of the industry. These 7 form the backbone of the new company, bringing valuable experience from China's largest tech giant. They include Zhang Baikun as lead game designer and Zhao Wenyang as technical director. The team works out of a modest 300 square meter office space, fueled by determination and instant noodles. Recognizing the need for steady income, however, Feng and Yang make a strategic decision. Game Science will start by developing mobile games to build revenue and gain experience. The studio's first project is 100 Heroes, a mobile game that launches in 2015. While not the AAA title they ultimately want to create, it's a crucial first step. It is a collectible card game featuring characters from Chinese history and mythology. The game's success not only provides financial stability, but also allows Game Science to experiment with incorporating Chinese themes into modern game formats. Building on this initial success, they developed Art of War Red Tides, another mobile strategy game. It releases in 2016 to positive reception, further solidifying the studio's position in the mobile gaming market. It is a multiplayer online battle arena that draws inspiration from ancient Chinese military strategies. These games set the stage for their more ambitious future projects. Throughout these early years, Game Science never loses sight of their ultimate goal. They use these mobile projects as opportunities to refine their development processes and build team cohesion. In 2018, the team at Game Science is ready to level up. After years of mobile game development, Yang declares, "It's time to do what we wanted to do from the beginning." Game Science finally feels prepared to pursue their AAA ambitions. Feng and Yang lead a series of discussions with the team about potential game concepts. They want something uniquely Chinese that can also appeal to a global audience. The team settles on developing a game based on Journey to the West, one of the 4 great classical novels of Chinese literature. This choice allows them to tap into their prior work with Asura, while allowing them to draw inspiration from China's rich mythology. They name this new title Black Myth Wukong. The team begins to outline the concept. They envision an action RPG featuring Sun Wukong, the legendary Monkey King. The game will blend Chinese mythology with modern gameplay mechanics. With the concept in place, Game Science starts to assemble the core development team. Feng and Yang carefully select additional members based on skill, passion, and alignment with their vision. They prioritize hiring developers with experience in PC and console game development, as well as those with a deep understanding of Chinese culture and mythology. Over the course of several months, Game Science grows from the initial 2 to a team of about 30 people. Game Science faces a significant challenge in transitioning from mobile to AAA development, though. They choose to use the Unreal Engine, and mastering it becomes their first major hurdle. Most of the team has experience with mobile game engines, but Unreal is a different beast entirely. Feng and Yang organize intensive training sessions to catch everyone up to speed. The team grapples with complex systems for graphics, physics, and animation. They spend long hours experimenting, failing, and trying again. They even consider outsourcing the development to speed up the timeline, but ultimately decide to keep the production internal. But gradually, their proficiency improves, and they begin to harness the engine's power. Simultaneously, Game Science embarks on extensive research into Chinese mythology and locations. They dive into Journey to the West, studying not just the story, but the historical and cultural context behind it. Team members pore over mythological texts and consult with experts in Chinese folklore. To ensure authenticity in their game world, the team visits numerous historical sites across China. They travel to ancient temples, misty mountains, and even forests, meticulously documenting architectural details, natural landscapes, and atmospheric conditions. Creating a vast, detailed open world while maintaining high performance is no small feat. They struggle with issues of draw distance, texture streaming, and memory management. Another major hurdle is character animation. The game's acrobatic fighting style and shape-shifting abilities require complex animation systems. The team spends months refining their animation pipeline, striving to make every movement fluid and impactful. As development progresses, Game Science transitions from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. This move offers exciting new possibilities, but also necessitates reworking much of their existing content. The team embraces the challenge, though, eager to leverage the new engine's advanced features. Throughout this process, the small size of the development team proves both a blessing and a curse. While it allows for quick decision-making and a unified vision, it also means each team member must wear multiple hats, often working long hours to keep up with the workload. One of the most notable aspects of Game Science's work culture is its flexible schedule. The studio's workday officially begins at 2 p.m. This later start time allows employees to work during hours that may better align with their natural productivity cycles. There is also no fixed end time to the workday, with staff encouraged to leave when they feel their work is complete or to work from home if they prefer. Game Science has also implemented several perks to create a comfortable work environment. The company provides free lunch and dinner for its employees, as well as complimentary drinks and snacks. These benefits not only help to reduce daily stressors for staff, but also foster a sense of community within the studio. This work culture stands in stark contrast to the 996 work schedule seen throughout China, where people are expected to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. And so each new day brings them one step closer to realizing their dream of creating a world-class AAA game with a distinctly Chinese identity. And little do they know, they're about to break the entire internet. After years of secretive development, Game Science realizes they need to expand their team. They don't go to Indeed.com though. Instead, they devise an innovative strategy. They'll use their game footage to attract talent. Zhang, the lead game designer, takes charge of creating a debut trailer. He selects the Black Wind Mountain level, meticulously crafting multiple versions to showcase their work. As the first cut plays in the studio, a tense silence falls over the room. The lack of reaction speaks volumes. It's not quite there yet. Zhang reminds himself of Game Science's founding principle: make a game that can move you. The team firmly believes that if they aren't satisfied with their work, they can't expect players to embrace it. For 6 grueling months, they refine and polish the trailer. Version after version is created, each one inching closer to their vision. Finally, after countless revisions, the team gathers to view the final cut. As the last frame fades, a collective sigh of relief fills the room. They've done it. The trailer not only meets their high standards, but exceeds them, impressing even the harshest critics themselves. On August 20th, 2020, Game Science releases the 13-minute gameplay trailer, their first public reveal of the project they've been working on for years. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Within hours, the trailer goes viral, spreading across gaming forums, social media platforms, and news outlets worldwide. Gamers and industry professionals alike are stunned by the quality and ambition on display from this previously unknown Chinese studio. Views of the trailer skyrocket. On YouTube alone, it amasses millions of views in a matter of days. The trailer becomes one of the most watched game reveals of the year, surpassing many established franchises from major publishers. Gaming media outlets rush to cover the unexpected phenomenon. Articles and videos analyzing every frame of the trailer spread across the internet. Many compare it to acclaimed titles like God of War and Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Many hail it as China's answer to these AAA hits. The positive reception extends beyond just gamers. Industry figures, including developers from major Western and Japanese studios, publicly praise the trailer. Many express surprise and admiration for the high level of quality coming from a small, independent Chinese studio. However, as excitement builds among fans, skepticism also begins to surface. Some viewers question whether the impressive visuals might be overly done CGI animation rather than actual gameplay footage. And can you blame them? We've all been fooled by a game trailer before, but not here. The trailer is authentic and truly portrays what players can expect to play once the game is out. Needless to say, the sudden global attention catches Game Science off guard. The team finds themselves thrust into the spotlight, being bombarded with interview requests from media outlets around the world. They struggle to keep up with the flood of attention while maintaining focus on the game's development. The trailer's success also brings unexpected challenges. They want to hire about 10 more developers to work on design. But over 10,000 job applications flood in as developers from around the world express interest in joining the project. Game Science must carefully manage this influx, balancing the need for additional talent with the desire to maintain their tight-knit team dynamic. And of course, expectations for Black Myth Wukong skyrocket overnight. What was once an ambitious but relatively unknown project suddenly becomes one of the most anticipated games in development. The pressure on Game Science to deliver a final product that lives up to the trailer's promise intensifies dramatically. As Game Science's viral success propels them into the spotlight, the team suddenly finds themselves with a monkey-sized problem on their hands. They're now famous. And fame, as it turns out, is a handful. In 2020, amidst the pandemic, Feng, using his online alias Yokar, takes to the internet to share his thoughts about the recent hype surrounding his highly anticipated game. He expresses gratitude that the trailer is bringing comfort to those mentally struggling due to the pandemic. Reassuring the public, he promises that the newfound fame from the trailer won't distract the development team from their goals. Humbled by the excitement surrounding his game, he advises everyone to take the trailer with a grain of salt, as he believes it doesn't truly represent their best work. He acknowledges that the trailer has flaws, which is why they're actively recruiting additional talented designers to join their team. In closing, Feng announces that the team is retreating back into their development bubble to focus on completing the game. He cautions fans not to expect further updates, as it will take a few more years to finish the project. Following the overwhelming response to their trailer, the studio grows from around 30 employees to over 100 in a matter of months. This rapid expansion brings new talent and resources to the project, but also creates challenges in maintaining the close-knit culture that had defined Game Science's early years. The team feels the weight of expectations from millions of fans around the world. This pressure begins to affect the development process as the team second-guesses decisions and strives for perfection in every aspect of the game. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows. As the team grows and the pressure mounts, workplace culture issues begin to emerge. The long hours and intense focus that characterize the early development start to take a toll on the expanded team. Reports begin to surface of a crunch culture, with developers working excessive overtime to meet deadlines. The company faces challenges in managing the larger team and maintaining their original vision for the project. The influx of new ideas and perspectives sometimes clashes with the established direction of the game. Communication problems arise as the team grows larger and more diverse. The informal, tight-knit communication style that worked for a small team proves insufficient for the expanded studio. Game science struggles to implement more formalized communication structures without losing their original collaborative spirit. Despite these growing pains, the team at Game Science remains committed to their vision, delivering a groundbreaking AAA game that showcases Chinese culture and creativity to the world. Now, Game Science has the staff to develop Black Myth Wukong, but they need more money to fund this ambitious project. They approach Hero Games, a longtime investor that previously put $8.5 million into unsuccessful games over 3 years. After viewing the game's trailer, the chairman of Hero Games decides to invest, reportedly stating, "I really don't want to miss this opportunity because this is the best game that I've seen in my life." In return, Hero Games takes a 20% stake in the project. With funding secured, there is one last thing Game Science needs to make Black Myth Wukong the perfect game, the best graphics technology in the market. So they approach Epic Games, of which Chinese tech company Tencent owns 35%. They strike a deal. To access the most advanced graphics technology and technical support from Epic Games, Game Science allows Tencent to acquire a 5% stake. However, Game Science maintains that Tencent will not have influence over the company's decisions. Now there is nothing stopping Game Science from making their dream game, or so they think. Just when they think they have everything figured out, a new challenge swings in. In November 2023, IGN publishes a report detailing a series of inappropriate comments made by Game Science's founders and employees. The article brings to light sexually explicit remarks and jokes made by Feng, the studio's CEO, on Chinese social media platform Weibo. One particularly controversial post from Feng reads, "I want to expand our workforce and hire more people. I want to be licked so much that I can't have an erection anymore." This comment, along with others of a similar nature, sparks immediate backlash from the gaming community. Feng continues with insensitive comments, comparing a stillbirth to game development. He reportedly states, "Is it because the sperm isn't virile enough? Is the pregnancy too short? Is the baby lacking nutrition? Are the doctors in charge of cesarean sections lowly skilled? Why can't we produce a healthy child?" The controversy deepens as the report uncovers problematic recruitment practices at Game Science. A 2015 job advertisement resurfaces, featuring suggestive graphics and text. The ad includes the line, "In addition to hookup buddies, we promise to provide more thoughtful services." This raises concerns about the company's attitude towards potential female employees. These revelations reignite the ongoing debate within the gaming industry about sexism and workplace culture. Critics argue that such behavior perpetuates the long-standing issue of gender discrimination in the tech and gaming sectors. The controversy extends beyond just these comments. Yang Qi, the studio's art director, faces criticism for a 2013 Weibo post. The G-spot of male and female games are fundamentally different. This is not determined by the gaming environment, but by biological conditions. This statement is widely condemned as reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Game Science's response to the controversy is limited. When asked about the IGN report by other media outlets, the studio's representatives consistently reply with no comment. This lack of engagement further fuels public frustration and speculation. It raises questions about whether players can separate the art from the artist behind it. The controversy casts a shadow over Game Science, but development on Black Myth Wukong continues. As 2024 approaches, the release date looms. Despite the negative attention, the developers at Game Science remain focused on their goal. They've poured years of work into this project, and they're determined to see it through. The stage is set, the world is watching, and Game Science is ready to rewrite their story. It's 2024 and the release date for Black Myth Wukong is approaching. The team at Game Science finds themselves in a frenzy. It's crunch time, and there's no magical somersault cloud to ride to the finish line. In the final months leading up to launch, they intensify their focus on refining gameplay mechanics. The team works tirelessly to perfect the combat system, ensuring that each ability feels fluid and impactful. They fine-tune enemy AI to provide a challenging yet fair experience for players. Visual polish becomes a top priority. The art team puts in long hours enhancing textures, tweaking lighting, and adding details to environments. They aim to make every frame of the game a visual masterpiece, living up to the high expectations set by their initial trailer. Playtesting enters a critical phase. Game Science brings external testers to provide fresh perspectives on the game. These testers play through the entire game multiple times, providing feedback on everything from difficulty balance to narrative pacing. Bug fixing also becomes all-consuming. The QA team works around the clock, identifying and cataloging issues. Programmers tackle these bugs one by one, often working late into the night to ensure the game runs smoothly across all platforms. As development nears completion, Game Science ramps up its marketing efforts. They release a series of new trailers showcasing different aspects of the game, from combat to exploration. These trailers generate renewed excitement among fans and attract attention from those who may have missed the initial reveal. The studio also engages in more direct communication with fans. They host online Q&A sessions, giving players insight into the development process and building anticipation for the game's release. Yet Game Science faces the challenge of managing expectations. While they want to generate excitement, they're careful not to overpromise. They focus their marketing on showcasing actual gameplay footage rather than pre-rendered cinematics. The team also works on post-launch plans. They outline a schedule for patches and updates to address any issues that might arise after release. As the launch date draws near, tension at Game Science reaches a fever pitch. The years of hard work, the controversies, the long nights, it all comes down to this moment. The team prepares to unleash their creation upon the world, hoping that their game will live up to its promise and establish China as a major player in AAA game development. At long last, on August 20th, 2024, Black Myth Wukong finally leaps onto gaming platforms worldwide. The Monkey King is finally ready to take over the gaming world. Game Science releases the game simultaneously on PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store, as well as on PlayStation 5. The game launches with support for multiple languages, making it accessible to a global audience. Within hours of its release, Black Myth Wukong shatters records on Steam. The game reaches a peak of over 2.2 million concurrent players, surpassing popular titles like Cyberpunk 2077 and Elden Ring. This makes it the most played single-player game in Steam's history. Sales figures quickly reflect the game's popularity. In just 3 days, the game sells over 10 million copies across all platforms. This astounding figure cements its place as one of the fastest-selling games of all time. Critics praise the game's stunning visuals and fluid combat system. Many reviewers commend Game Science for successfully blending Chinese mythology with modern gameplay mechanics. Players respond enthusiastically on Steam, with 96% of over 174,000 user reviews being positive. Players particularly appreciate the game's detailed world building and challenging boss fights. The game's success extends beyond just sales and player numbers, though. It has become a cultural phenomenon in China. It sparks renewed interest in Journey to the West and Chinese mythology among younger generations. Many international players express excitement at experiencing a AAA game that showcases Chinese folklore and aesthetics. Black Myth Wukong's success is also due to the changing landscape of China's view on Steam, the world's largest PC gaming platform. Historically, Steam has had a rocky history in China due to the country's strict regulations on gaming and online content. In 2021, to comply with regulations, Valve partnered with Perfect World to create Steam China, a separate government-approved version. But Steam China offers a very limited game selection compared to the international version. Despite these restrictions, Steam remains popular among Chinese gamers. Now, for the first time ever, more people are using simplified Chinese than English on Steam, and Chinese Steam traffic increases by 50% during the game's release. This success marks a significant milestone for the Chinese gaming industry. It demonstrates that Chinese developers can create AAA titles that compete on the global stage, potentially opening doors for more Chinese studios to pursue ambitious projects. With Black Myth Wukong now out in the wild, Game Science finds themselves asking, what do you do after you've conquered the mountain? The answer, it seems, is to find an even bigger mountain to climb. Following the successful launch, Game Science turns its attention to supporting the game post-release. The studio commits to a series of patches to address performance issues and bugs reported by players. Game Science also begins work on downloadable content. While specific details are not yet announced, the studio hints at expansions that will delve deeper into Chinese mythology and introduce new areas for players to explore. The team at Game Science also takes time to reflect on their journey. Feng Ji and Yang Qi express pride in what their small studio has accomplished, while also acknowledging the challenges they faced along the way. They view Black Myth Wukong as just the beginning of their ambitions in the AAA gaming space. Industry analysts point to the game as proof that Chinese developers can create high-quality, story-driven, single-player experiences that appeal to a global audience. There's a growing interest in developing more ambitious, AAA quality titles that showcase Chinese culture and storytelling. Their international success also draws attention from investors. This is unsurprising, given that the gaming industry is worth almost 3 times the value of the music and film industry combined, and the value is increasing year over year, opening doors for investors. Chinese tech giants and international game publishers see these opportunities and express interest in partnering with or acquiring promising Chinese game studios, hoping to replicate Game Science's success. In the end, the story of Game Science is more than just about creating a successful game. It's about challenging the status quo and proving that a small studio can compete on the global stage. They have shown that with passion, talent, and perseverance, it's possible to create a AAA game that resonates with players worldwide, while staying true to one's cultural roots. Game Science's journey, with all its ups and downs, has opened new doors for Chinese game developers and reshaped perceptions of what Chinese games can be. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: China's gaming industry has finally completed its journey to the West. And that brings us to the end. Now, tell me in the comments what you think of Game Science. And did you know their wild story? This is my first docu-story, and it took a ton of time to put together, so please remember to like it if you appreciated this deep dive. Subscribe if you loved it, and let me know in the comments what other gaming stories you would like to see me cover next. Thanks as always for watching, friends, and see you on the next one.